market right now, it's the perfect time to be bringing a high-end luxury type bourbon to the market. You're seeing people are drinking bourbon today more than they have in a very, very long time, and right now is the perfect time to capitalize on that. In bringing this product to market, our particular goal was to bring an innovative and unique tasting and a tasting experience and bourbon experience to the bourbon connoisseur, geared towards the person that really knows what he wants in a bourbon. The mash bills that I chose for this bourbon, there are 3 different mash bills. 2 are rye-based bourbons and 1 is a wheat-based bourbon. And I chose them among many bourbons that I sampled and blended together, just because they when I put those 3 together, they meld it together perfectly. The spiciness of the rye, the oakiness, the caramel, the vanilla of the older rye-based bourbon, combine that with the smoothness and the sweetness of the wheated bourbon. Just all 3 together just make a perfectly balanced, beautiful bourbon. The thing that makes Blood Oath different and separate from other bourbons on the market is that it is the 3 different bourbons blended all together. It is the innovation that goes into taking those 3 separate bourbons, the 3 separate mash bills, combining them all into a product that is balanced and just fits what the bourbon connoisseur is looking for. The proof of Blood Oath, this Pact 1, is 98.6. I wanted the proof to be as high as I could get it while still being sippable without having to add water to it and without being too watered down. And we came up with 98.6. I wanted it around 100, but 98.6 is the temperature of the body, temperature of blood, and that's, you know, it mixes right in with the Blood Oath. This is how we're going to be shipping the product. There's going to be 3 individual bottles going into this wooden case. Slide the top up right there, and then each bottle, there's 1, 2, 3 bottles going there, and each customer is going to order 3 bottles at a time. I would respond to critics saying that we're just trying to grab part of the market share with this bourbon by saying that as a non-distilling producer, we are able to source the exact bourbons that we want. We're not tied down to the bourbon that we are distilling. So to say that an NDP cannot be a major player in creating great bourbons, I just don't agree with that one at all. I think that the blending of the bourbons is just as important, if not more important, than the actual distilling of the bourbon. I think the role of the non-distilling producer is going to increase in the bourbon category in the future. Non-distilling producers can play a key role in the fact that they are not tied down to one single distillery, one single mash bill. They have the luxury, they have the ability to go out and source exactly what they want and to blend those whiskeys exactly how they want to get the product that they're looking for. I'm not sure if there is right now. I'm not sure if there is enough whiskey out there for another major player to come in at that and producing products in this quantity right now. I know that. I mean, I'm trying to think. We have really good relationships with several suppliers, and that's why we're able to keep producing our products. But for somebody new to come in right now, I think that would be pretty tough. The future of innovation in the bourbon whiskey market, I think, is going to go the way of the different whiskey blends, as well as the different finished aging that you can employ, the different French oak aging, different barrels, different port barrels you can use, sherry barrels. I think that you're going to see a lot of that coming into the mix, like you do see in Scotch distilleries and Scotch aging, where they're taking the barrels from Europe, the sherry barrels and the port barrels, and they're using them and then blending them all together to make that finished Scotch whiskey. I think we're going to see that happening more and more in the American and bourbon whiskey specifically. Yeah, we do have two Rebel Yell versions coming out. We've got what is our American whiskey version, and that is a 50-50 blend of Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey and straight rye whiskey. And then we've got our Rebel Yell straight rye whiskey coming out also.